Oh, hi there, and welcome to my 10.1.7 Survival Hunter Guide. Red-headed stepchild has returned to the family. Let's throw some bombs and get into it. The stats you want to look for on a survival hunter are as follows. Haste and crit. That's basically all you have to think about. Versatility is slightly ahead of mastery. However, haste and crit is going to be your main stats that you want to look for on pieces, as more haste reduces the downtime we have in our playstyle. Because we have a lot of synergy with crit, crit can easily become our highest simming stat, so that's something you should consider. Versatility is on our third priority, as it doesn't do anything particular. It's not specifically great, but it does increase all damage done and reduces the damage we take. Now, mastery might seem very good. However, for the past few tier sets, most of our tier sets have been revolving around Kill Command and Wildfire Bomb. Neither of these are focus spending abilities, which is why it's the lowest. If a new tier set comes out or a new playstyle comes out where our focus spending abilities will be our overall just strongest damage output, and tier sets interacting with it, mastery will of course become better and better, but for now this is the current situation we're in. As always, the talents will be linked down below in the description, which you can freely copy. Now, the damage node we want to pick up for our class tree is of course Kill Shot, Kill Command, Improved Kill Shot, giving Kill Shot more crit damage. Then we pick up Master Marksman, so that melee and range special attacks crits cause the targets to bleed for 15% of the damage dealt. And we also pick up Serpent Sting. However, we have other ways of applying Serpent Sting outside of using Serpent Sting, such as our Wildfire Bombs and our Mongoose Bite, which has a chance to apply it as well. Then we pick up Poison Injection for the latent poison that just increases our overall damage on Mongoose Bite. Then we pick up Arctic Bowler, so Mongoose Bite has a chance to fling a bowler at your target, dealing X amount of damage, slowing them, and it can strike up to 4 targets. Then we pick up Keen Eyesight for 4% more crit chance. We pick up Death Chakram for the damage amplification of Death Chakram. Lastly, we pick up Serrated Shots, increasing our Serpent Sting and bleed damage by 20%, which is then doubled against low health targets. For AoE, you would take 1 point out of Serrated Shots and put it into Explosive Shot. Defensively, utility and mobility is a mixed bag. You're still very squishy as a hunter, and now you're even squishier because you're part of melee group, so you will naturally have more things you have to dodge. So the first talent we pick up is Post Haste, making it so Disengage grants us a 50% movement speed increase. Pick up our Interrupt and Misdirection so that we can convert all our threat to a tank. Now, although we have a pet out, our pet is mainly for resource generation and not for damage, so we're not in the same situation as a BM hunter where we don't really benefit from misdirection at all. Then we pick up Natural Mending so that every 12 focus we spend reduces the cooldown on our heal by 1 second. We then pick up Survival of the Fittest, reducing our damage we take, which we then further increase the damage reduction to 40% with Nature's Endurance. And then we pick up Born to be Wild, which reduces the cooldown of our aspects and our Survival of the Fittest. Then in single target we pick up Scatter Shot. However, you can put in Binding Shot if you prefer to play with that one. We mainly take this point as pathing. Then we pick up Hunter's Avoidance, reducing damage we take from area of effect attacks by 6%. And we pick up Rejuvenating Winds, increasing our max HP by 8%. And Acceleration now heals for an additional 16% of our maximum HP. Then we pick up Pathfinding, increasing our passive movement speed by 6%. And then we pick up Sentinel Owl. Now, we don't really care much for Sentinel Owl, however we care for the Sentinel's protection, so that while Sentinel Owl is active, we gain 5% leech. Some other utility nodes that we can pick up, which we often pick up in Mythic Plus, is something like Tar Trap in AoE Slow, Tranquilizing Shot, removing 1 enrage and 1 magic effect, and in certain situations we also pick up Intimidation for a single target stun. Now, going over the Spec tree. Currently there are 3 different builds you can play in a raid setting, or with a main focus on single target, and there are 2 builds that you can play for M+. Now, before I go through the entire thing and list off all the talents, major things you need to know about is Coordinated Assault, which is one of our 3 cooldowns we can play around. Then we have Spearhead, which is for another build, and then we have Fury of the Eagle, which is very nice in AoE. Now, most of the builds play around either Coordinated Assault, Spearhead, or simply not having any of them. So the thing is that you can think of it like, do we need like push damage at 2 minutes? Or do we need damage at like a 1.5 minute windows? Or is it like we just need consistent damage throughout an entire fight that just does damage and doesn't have to worry about cooldown lining up? That's basically all three. They're all three viable. However, I will note that Spearhead specifically is only viable in pure single target scenarios such as Cassera in Avarice. So for the standard raid build, you want to pick up Raptor Strike, Wildfire Bomb, Ferocity. All damage done by our pet is increased by 10%. Bloodseeker. Kill command causes the target to bleed, and we gain 10% increased attack speed for every bleeding enemy within 12 yards. Then we pick up Lunge, increasing our ranged on our melee attacks and abilities, and makes it so that our auto attacks reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bombs. Then we pick up Guerrilla Tactics. Wildfire Bombs now has 2 charges, and the initial explosion deals 50% increased damage. Then we pick up Intense Focus, so that kill command generates 6 additional focus. Then we pick up Improved Wildfire Bomb. Wildfire Bomb deals 25% additional damage. Then we pick up Viper's Venom. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite have a 30% chance to apply Serpent Sting to your target. Then we pick up Wildfire Infusion. This is probably the highest skill ceiling of survival in this one talent. Basically, we can get 1 of 3 bombs every time we use a bomb. You can get Shrapnel Bomb, which is the blue bomb. Blue bomb is basically just applying a bleed with our single target and our AoE abilities, which gives us more attack speeds, which is lowering the cooldown of our bombs, and you can see the picture. Then we have Red Bomb, which is Pheromone Bomb. Kill command has a guaranteed chance to reset against targets with pheromones. This makes it so our resource generation is far easier to manage. Then we have Green Bomb or Volatile Bomb, which is basically just AoE fire damage. However, it also applies Serpent Sting onto 3 targets. Managing your bombs is a slight DPS increase, but for the most part you just want to make sure that you never sit on 2. Then we pick up Sharp Edges so that all our crit damage is increased by 4%. Now going down the right side, you want to pick up Tip of the Spear so that kill command increases the damage of our next Mongoose Bite by 25%, stacking up to 3 times. Then we pick up Harpoon, which is basically just a warrior charge on a longer cooldown. However, we also pick up Terms of Engagement, so we have a lower cooldown and it generates focus over 10 seconds. Then we pick up Mongoose Bite. Rather than being just a instant damage hit like Raptor Strike, we gain Mongoose's Fury. Now Mongoose Fury is just a 14-second window where every Mongoose Bite increases the damage of the next Mongoose Bite by 15% up to 5 times. However, you do not increase the duration, so you only have those 14 seconds to get in as many Mongoose Bites as you can, and then you have to restart. Spear Focus. Mongoose Bite damage increased by 10%. Then we pick up Flanking Strike. It's a reasonably short cooldown. It does okay damage. However, more importantly, it's an instant focus generation. Worth noting is that this will actually leap you to the target, so make sure that you do not leap into danger. Just because you're playing a hunter doesn't mean you have to have hunter brain. Then we pick up Sweeping Spear. Raptor Strike, Mongoose Bite, Butchery, and Carve deals 10% increased damage. And then we pick up our first major cooldown, Coordinated Assault. Basically, it just deals a bunch of damage and gives you a 20-second buff so that your pet's basic attacks empower our next spell of either Wildfire Bombs or Kill Shot. Activating Coordinated Assault also resets all your bomb charges, so you want to be at 0 before you go into your Coordinated Assault. Then we pick up Ranger, so that Kill Shot, Serpent Sting, Arcane Shot, Steady Shot, and Explosive Shot deal 40% increased damage. Coordinated Kill. While Coordinated Assault is active, cooldown of Wildfire Bomb is reduced by 50%. Wildfire Bomb generates 10 focus when thrown. Kill Shot's cooldown is reduced by 50%, and Kill Shot can be used at any target regardless of current health. Then we pick up Bombardier, which is the whole Wildfire Bombs are reset at the start and at the end of Coordinated Assault, so we want to be spamming bombs regardless. So the idea with Coordinated Assault is that you throw bombs to generate focus, and you use that focus on Kill Shot. The Spearhead version, we pick up Quick Shot, so that Kill Command's cooldown resets that we get have a 30% chance to fire an Arcane Shot at our target. And then we pick up Killer Companion, so that Kill Command damage is increased by 10%. And then we pick up Spearhead, striking target for X amount of damage, and then we become one with our pet for 12 seconds, so that our pet damage is increased by 25%. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite deal an additional 35% damage over 4 seconds, and Kill Command has a higher chance to reset. Then we pick up Deadly Duo, so that while Spearhead is active, Mongoose Bites increase the damage of our next Kill Command by 40%, and the reset chance of our next Kill Command by 25% chance. These stack 3 times. When Kill Command cooldown is reset, it extends the duration of Spearhead by 1.5 seconds. So as you can see, Coordinated Assault was all about bombs and execute. Spearhead is all about Mongoose Bite and Kill Command. This also makes it so that if you ever play with both, you never use them at the same time, because they technically changes your priority to 2 different types. And then lastly, we have no cooldown builds, where you pick up Sharp Edges again and Tactical Advantage. So damage of Flanking Strike is increased by 20%. All damage dealt by Wildfire Bomb is increased by 8%. So as I mentioned, the difference is just, do you want a consistent damage profile, a 1.5 minute damage profile, or a 2-minute damage profile? Now, for the Mythic Plus section, there is a playstyle where you are using Coordinated Assault, and there's a playstyle where you don't. So to start off with, I will explain the Coordinated Assault version. We pick up a lot of the same stuff, however we now pick up Butchery. Basically it's just an AoE Mongoose Bite. It just deals some damage in AoE. However, Butchery reduces the remaining cooldown of our Wildfire Bombs by 1 second, and the cooldown of Flanking Strike by 1 second for each target hit, up to 5. So that's something you have to play around with, making sure that you don't overcap on charges while using your Butchery. Then we change from Bombardier to Birds of Prey, so that our Execute strikes 3 additional targets during our cooldown. And then lastly, we pick up Fury of the Eagle, which is a 45-second cooldown, dealing a bunch of damage, and it has an increased crit chance against targets in Execute. Every time our Kill Command cooldown is reset, we reduce the cooldown of Fury of the Eagle by 3 seconds. We pick up Ruthless Marauder, so that Fury of the Eagle now gains bonus crit chance against targets below 65% health, and Fury of the Eagle critical strikes reduce the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb and Flanking Strike by 1.5 seconds. The no cooldown build, we basically just pick up Quick Shot again and Tactical Advantage, rather than going down the Coordinated Assault route. Now, the core aspects of a survival hunter, it's basically using your bombs on cooldown, making sure that you never sit on 2 charges, and then try to generate focus with Kill Command. Do note that Kill Command has a chance to immediately reset its cooldown, and it also increases the damage of Mongoose Bite, stacking up to 3 times. Outside of that, it's basically just trying to get as many Mongoose Bites into your Mongoose Bite window as you can. So for this specific opener, your opener basically consists of using Harpoon and your Shrapnel Bombs before going into Death Chakram and Coordinated Assault, and then just try to get as many Mongoose Bites in as you can, especially if you have Blue Bomb ticking. So your opener would look something like this. You would go Harpoon in, and then you would go with your bombs, Execute, and then Fury aspects, all of that, and just try to get your bombs going, Execute. Maybe I can get a few more Mongoose Bites in. I could. Nice. Reset with Kill Command, Kill Shot, bombs, Mongoose Bite window. Let's go. Use Kill Command, another Mongoose Bite window. Flanking Strike, more Mongoose Bites. Get our bombs on. And use Kill Command to reset our cooldowns and gain focus back. But yeah, that's basically your opener. Now you're just rolling, waiting for our cooldowns again. Now, for your core rotation, you're basically just doing everything I just showed in the opener and just continuously keeping it rolling. As you can see, Mongoose Bite is by far our biggest damage in single target, while everything else is just supplementary to getting more Mongoose Bites or getting more executes during our cooldown. Now, for our AoE, it's very similar to our single target, except now we have Butchery and we have Fury of the Eagle, so we can be spamming more bombs and be using Kill Command a lot more often. But it's very similar, so that we open up with a Harpoon, bomb, then spending a bit of our focus so that we can go into our Coordinated Assault, our executes. And do note that I'm not using my Fury of the Eagle because it's technically not worth using while you have Coordinated Assault. So what you would do now that I'm out of Coordinated Assault, I would Fury of the Eagle. Now I did time it a bit slow, so I actually lost a little bit of a cooldown on my Wildfire Bombs, but yeah, it is what it is. Basically, it's just you're doing your base single target, getting your pheromones sticking, and then butchering as much as possible. Remember to use explosive shot and death chakram. That's your AoE priority. Some useful macros as a survival hunter is of course the misdirection, as in the other hunter videos. Basically, you can just use it as a mouse over. Then use your Mongoose Bite Macro. If you type it Raptor Strike, it will work even if Mongoose Bite is not talented, because Mongoose Bite overwrites Raptor Strike. This makes it so that you're always summoning your pet and then forcing your pet to use its ability if it's available. You can also have the same on your kill command if you want to. And of course, the mouse over trank shot. Also, as you might notice, I am not running a ferocity pet simply because of Fortitude of the Bear, which I feel like is quite important for survival, as you need the additional defensive. You can of course go in and use a Bloodlust pet if your group needs a Bloodlust. However, do note that you will lose out on 5% max HP and you will lose out on a defensive. But yeah, I think that was all I had to say. I don't mind the new survival hunter. However, I did prefer the ranged version back in the day, but the new multiple different builds for different situations I'm a huge fan of. Overall, it's quite fun. However, I do feel like a lot of it just boils down to, well, did you get more Mongoose Bites out into your window? Well, then you do more damage. Currently, you're probably better off playing the other two hunter specs, but I will let that be up to you. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!